everyone, welcome to my lifestyle. So today I'm going to show you how to put together a diaper display. So this kind of takes the place of a diaper cake. So me personally, I don't like to receive diaper cakes just because I know that I'm not going to utilize the diaper because it's a lot of handling with it and I don't really want to mess it up. This way, if I create a diaper display, it's less handling and it's easy for the mom to use them. So the first thing you want to do is just find some type of cardboard box. I actually found this at the Dollar Tree. It was just a free box that they had lying out. So I got the box. So you can get whichever box that you would like, but you can actually take a larger box and just kind of cut it at an angle using a blade, and it will give you this shape in this dimension. So I'm just using wrapping paper here. I really wish I would have used contact paper instead of the wrapping paper just because it tends to wrinkle in places, and sometimes it's hard to kind of get it to lie down the way I need it to just because of the angle at the box, and I wanted my items to be able to sit up. So that was one of the issues with using the wrapping paper as opposed to using the contact paper. Something else with the contact paper, the reason I didn't choose it at first is because I know that the contact paper rolls tend to be smaller, and I was going to have to make more cuts as opposed to just using like the roll of wrapping paper. So that's why I opted to use the wrapping paper instead of contact paper. But the contact paper will be much easier for you to use because it will actually stick to the surface. So here I'm just trying to smooth out as many of the wrinkles as I possibly can to try to tuck it in the corners and get it tight before I actually cut into the paper. And so once I cut into the wrapping paper, then I'm just gonna fold it kind of like if I was to wrap a present. I'm just gonna try to get the creases as tight as possible, and just try to add some type of covering to cover up some of the blue. I didn't mind the blue standing out. I was actually gonna put blue on the side of it, but I kind of like the color blue that was already on the box, so I wanted to showcase it a little bit. So here I'm just gonna go ahead along and tape down the paper throughout. And if you see the buffet door opening and closing, that's my baby opening and closing the door, so don't be alarmed. So once I've gotten everything taped down on one side, from the top and the bottom, I'm gonna smooth everything out, and then I'm gonna get ready to transition to the opposite side, basically doing the same thing on the opposite side. The next thing we want to do is try to reinforce our box, and then also to kind of create some color inside of the display. So I'm gonna start off first. Before I glue anything down, I always try to measure the inside and make sure that I'm double checking my steps before I put down anything. But I'm gonna take some cardboard, I'm gonna measure it to the size of the box that I'm using, and then I'm gonna go and cut the section out and then place it in the box to measure it. So my board was actually warped, so I had to glue it down the opposite direction. And so here I just reinforced the box with some tape, just in case the products that I put in were too heavy. I didn't want the box to collapse or open up before I was ready for them to use it. So any size boxes will actually work for your display. I actually just found these boxes. They were the perfect size for me because they would help me be able to add dimension and depth to my display. So whatever box is going to work for you, or whichever box that you can find, will actually be great. This was the perfect size to place the teddy bear on it. As you see, like, I am literally using every strand of the wrapping paper that I can to cover the box, but I'm also going to add in some additional pieces to this box just to kind of help it look a little better. So I'll be taking some popsicle sticks and placing them on the box. So here I was just giving you an example of another pattern that you can use. Now this is a nice pattern, but you will have to cut the sticks, and so I didn't have time for that because I had to make multiple boxes. So this is kind of what it's going to look like. So I actually used some school glue, just white school glue. I layered it on my box as well as on some of the wrapping paper, and then I just took popsicle sticks and lined them up, and as close as possible to the edge, I used the edge as the border or a guide for the popsicle sticks. So I'm just going to continue on with the pattern of placing the stick on the glue and until I cover part of the box. So I actually am not going to cover this entire box with the popsicle sticks. I'm only going to cover the part of the box that is going to be facing forward, because I'm going to be gluing the box down, and I'm only going to be placing the popsicle sticks so I limit waste just on the surface that will be showing to the visible eye. So once I have finished placing my popsicle sticks on my box, I'm just gonna allow it to dry. If you notice that it's only on the front and just the side that is showing in the video. And so my surprise box is here. Nothing is glued down yet. I like to see where everything is gonna go before I actually glue things down. So I'm gonna start placing my diapers in the display. I just want to see how many diapers will actually fit before I try to glue anything down, if I need to scoot things over. So I just want to try to do the best measurements I can, you know, to try to fit as many diapers as possible on here, and to also still try to make it look as neat as possible, if I can. So I also have some other diapers that I don't really know a lot about them. I got a whole bunch of these diapers from, I don't even know where I got them from, but somebody gave them to me. And so I didn't utilize them, but I wanted to kind of re-gift them in this shower. They're called Baby Roger diapers. I've never used them on my baby, but I never even opened them, but I actually found something really cool about them is that they say that they're a certain size, but they actually expand all the way up from size 1 to size 4. Now I don't know what the leakage effect would be for that, but I thought they were pretty cool, and they also feel pretty soft. So I mean, I could probably try it to see, well, if they would actually, you know, how effective they would be, and maybe let y'all know how they were for another video. But as of right now, I'm just trying to make sure that everything is going to fit. It doesn't matter how perfect the ones in the back are, because they're not going to be seen, because I will be adding an additional surprise box up here in the front. But here I was just wanting to show you how they go from size 1 all the way up to size 4. for that particular diaper. So here I'm gonna add in my surprise boxes some baby formula. I just got all kinds because I didn't know what kind of milk they would be using, and I know that there was a shortage, so whichever ones they choose to use will be up to them, but I wanted to make sure that they had some options or they had some formula because I know that there's a recall on formula right now and we can't really find anything. So I'm just gonna start adding these items into the box, just trying to see where they will fit before anything is glued down, and then off camera I actually go back and glue everything down, and I start to load up my items in the box. And so I'm going to add a second box just because everything I have won't fit, and then I also have to get a bag because some of the other items wouldn't fit in here as well. So I just want to kind of put them in there and see how well they will be, and also the weight proportion. Here are some really cool like food cups for the babies. They have like animal print, ladybug print, and you can just put the food and snap them in, snap the lids on. So here's my teddy bear. That's where it's gonna sit in my display, and then I'm gonna use the gift tissue to place inside. That's why I felt that it wasn't really important to decorate the inside or cover the inside of the box, just because I had planned on using gift tissue anyway. As I told you, I had tons of these baby Roger diapers, and so I wanted to try to get as many on the display as possible, that where it still looked neat and not overcrowded. And so here's my gift box that my surprise box that I used. I didn't have to reinforce it because it was just going to be small items in this one, but I did place the popsicle sticks pretty much all around this display. And also here I'm adding some labels. So I just made these labels with just masking tape. I printed it out on just a Word document, just a white sheet of paper, and I ran it under some warm water in a bowl, and I placed it in and allowed the paper to deteriorate. And so this actually would have been better had I take the time to cut it out, but I was actually just kind of in a rush, and my tape didn't dry all the way, so it kind of damaged the paper just a little bit. But once it dried, you were not able to see it as well as you could right now. And so I just added in the gift tissue here. I placed my bear inside, and then also to hold the bear in place, I just took some masking tape and just placed it around his belly, if you can see it right there, just to kind of hold it in place so it wouldn't move, because I actually had to transport it. And so this display is actually a really nice size. If you could look at my buffet behind it, is literally almost 3/4 of the of my buffet in width. So overall, I hope this video helped you to be able to come up with some other type of creative gift idea with surprise boxes that you can use instead of a diaper cape. But thank you for tuning into my lifestyle. Please click, comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.